After failure in political movement, BNP chooses devastating path of destroying country's economy, says Obaidul Qadir. Scrutiny going on of candidature of Jatiyo Party while Jashad finalizes candidates for 181 constituencies. BNP Jamaat are enemies of humanity and Islam, and they need to be resisted for country's betterment, says Information and Broadcasting Minister Dr. Hassan Mahmood. Country registers record production of tea in the last quarter. Growers expect a turnover of more than 10 crore kgs of tea production. Four-day truce active in Gaza. Hamas releases 13 Israeli hostages and 12 Thai nationals. And Germany beats Spain by a solitary goal in FIFA Under-17 World Cup football in Indonesia. Assalamu alaikum. Gulstan Ahmed welcoming you to News at 10 on BTV and BTV World. You have heard the headlines, now moving on to the details of the news.
মানব জাতির অস্তিত্ব রক্ষার জন্য শান্তি একান্ত দরকার। এই শান্তির মধ্যে সারা বিশ্বের সকল নরনারীর গভীর আশা-আকাঙ্ক্ষার মূর্ত হয়ে রয়েছে। ন্যায় নীতির উপর প্রতিষ্ঠিত না হলে শান্তি কখনো স্থায়ী হতে পারে না।
Awami League General Secretary and Road Transport and Bridges Minister Obaidul Qadir has said BNP now chosen the path of destroying the economy of the country after failing to stage political movement. Obaidul Qadir made the comment while addressing a press briefing at the party president's political office in the capital's Dhanmondi this afternoon.
এখন তারা যে মোটিভ নিয়ে ঘুরছে সেটা হচ্ছে রাজনৈতিক আন্দোলনে ব্যর্থ হয়ে তারা এখন দেশের অর্থনীতিকে ধ্বংস করা পথ বেছে নিয়েছে। এখন তারা চোরাগুপ্তা হামলা, আজকে দেখুন নাশকতা চলছে, গাড়ি জ্বালাচ্ছে, বাস চালাচ্ছে, এসব অপকর্ম তারা করছে। এটা কতদিন চালাবে? আমাদের সাফল্য এখানে যে আমাদের জনগণ নির্বাচনমুখী হয়ে পড়েছে। কাজে এইসব চোরাগুপ্তা হামলা করে নির্বাচন পণ্ড করা যাবে না, বন্ডুল করা যাবে না। নির্বাচন যথাসময়ে অনুষ্ঠিত হবে। বিএনপি আসবে না এ কথাটা এক কথা বলে উড়িয়ে দেওয়া যায়। বিএনপির এখনো আসার সুযোগ আছে। হয়তো বিএনপি দলীয়ভাবে জোটগতভাবে নাও আসতে পারে, অথবা বিএনপির ভেতর থেকে অনেকেই ইলেকশন করার প্রস্তুতি নিচ্ছে, আমাদের কাছে খবর আছে। কাজে শেষ মুহূর্তে ছবিটা কোন পর্যায়ে দাঁড়ায় তার উপর অনেক কিছু।
Informing about nominating the parliamentary candidates, the Awami League General Secretary said his party has finalized nomination of aspirant candidates in 4 divisions so far. Obaidul Qadir also said the list of Awami League candidates of 300 seats will be announced by Sunday next.
আমরা সুনির্দিষ্ট করে বলছি না, কারণ এর মধ্যে আমরা যেসব মনোনয়ন দিয়েছি সেই সব মনোনয়নে ভুল ত্রুটিও থাকতে পারে, সেটাও আমাদের সংশোধনের একটা সুযোগ রেখেছে। আমরা এই জন্য ঠিক করেছি আমরা ভিন্নভাবে কোনো প্রার্থিতা, কোনো বিভাগওয়ারি বা জেলাওয়ারি দিতে চাই না। আমরা একসঙ্গে 300 আসনের প্রার্থীটা ঘোষণা করতে চাই। যাদের বাদ দেওয়া হয়েছে তারা ইলেক্টেবল না, উইনেবল না, জনগণের কাছে অ্যাকসেপ্টেবিলিটি অনেকে হারিয়ে ফেলেছে। অ্যাকসেপ্টেবল না এমন যারা আছে আর কি, তাদের আমরা নতুন করে দিচ্ছি, এর মধ্যে নতুনরাও আসছে।
Nomination Board of Jatiya Party is in interview session to finalize the candidates for the upcoming 12th parliamentary election. Nomination seekers of the Rangpur and Rajshahi divisions were present today at the party chairman's office. Nomination seekers of Khulna, Borishal and Sylhet divisions will take place tomorrow, while Dhaka, Chattogram and Manesing divisions nomination seekers will give interviews on the 26th November. Party Chairman G.M. Kader, General Secretary General Mujibul Haq Chunnu and President members of the party have taken the interview of the nomination aspirants. Jatiya Samajtantrik Dol Jashud has finalized the nomination of candidates for 181 constituencies out of 300 parliamentary constituencies in the upcoming 12th national parliamentary election. The list was announced at a press conference at the party's central office in Dhaka today. Jashud President Hasnul Haq Inu, General Secretary Shirin Akhtar, Women Leader Afruza Haq Rina were present among others at the press conference. The press briefing also announced that Jashud President Hasnul Haq Inu will participate in the election from Kushtia 2 constituency, while Shirin Akhtar will participate from Feni 1 constituency. The press conference also informed that names of candidates against some other constituencies will be announced within November 30th. Election Commissioner Rashida Sultana has said the 12th National Parliament election will be held in due time. She disclosed the information to journalists after an election preparatory meeting in Rangpur today. Returning officers, assistant returning officers and election-related officials of Rangpur, Lalmonirhat, Kurigram and Gaibandha took part in the preparatory meeting. Rangpur Divisional Commissioner Mohammad Habibur Rahman chaired the meeting, which was also attended by Rangpur Range DIG Mohammad Abdul Batin, Commissioner of Rangpur Metropolitan Police Mohammad Maniruzzaman and Deputy Commissioners of the concerned districts. Speaker Dr. Shirin Sharmin Chaudhary has said Father of the Nation Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman always worked following the spirit of non-communalism and humanity. She said Bangladesh is a country of religious harmony. Buddhist leaders have a significant role in maintaining the spirit. The speaker said this while addressing the National Buddhist Grand Rally at the International Bodh Bihar at Merul Badda in the capital today. Bangladesh Buddhist Federation organized the rally marking the Kothin Chibor Dan. Deputy Chief of Bangladesh Shanghuraj Bhikkhu Mahasabha Shashon Bhaskar Srimat Shashon Priyo Mahathero chaired the grand rally, which was also addressed by French Ambassador to Bangladesh Mary Majdupui, President of Bangladesh Buddhist Federation Dibendu Bukash Borua and General Secretary Bhikkhu Shunando Priyo, Chairman of Kothin Chibordan and National Bodho Grand Rally Netroshen Borua and Secretary General Rahul Borua. Dr. Shirin Sharmin Chaudhary said Kothin Chibordan brings prosperity and ritual clarification of the Buddhist community. She urged all, irrespective of religion and color, to work together for building a developed and prosperous smart Bangladesh. Information and Broadcasting Minister and Awami League Joint General Secretary Dr. Hassan Mahmud has said BNP Jamaat are enemies of humanity and Islam. They have turned themselves into two enemies by conducting arson terrorism in the country and taking side of Israel, he added. Dr. Hassan Mahmud also said BNP Jamaat should be resisted for the sake of the country. The minister made the comments while addressing the 11th founding anniversary function of weekly Chadghar Sangbad in Chattogram Press Club today.
13-14 সালে দেশ ধ্বংস করার জন্য বাইতুল মোকাররমে আগুন দেওয়া হয়েছিল, পবিত্র কোরআন শরীফে আগুন দেওয়া হয়েছিল, শত শত মানুষকে আগুনে পুড়িয়ে হত্যা করা হয়েছিল, ৩,৫০০ গাড়ি পুড়িয়ে দেওয়া হয়েছিল, বহু ট্রেনে আগুন ধরিয়ে দেওয়া হয়েছিল, লঞ্চে আগুন ধরিয়ে দেওয়া হয়েছিল, ৫০০ স্কুল ঘর পুড়িয়ে দিয়েছিল, শতাধিক ড্রাইভারকে পুড়িয়ে হত্যা করেছে। শেখ হাসিনা এবং শেখ হাসিনা তার নেতৃত্বে সেই অগ্নিসন্ত্রাসকে মোকাবেলা করে আমরা দেশকে এগিয়ে নিয়ে গেছি। 18 সালেও সেই চেষ্টা হয়েছিল, যারা সেই চেষ্টা করেছিল তারা সফল হয় নাই। আর এবার দেশের বিরুদ্ধে অনেক ষড়যন্ত্র হয়েছে, এখনো হচ্ছে, এবং দেশের বিরুদ্ধে ষড়যন্ত্র করতে গিয়ে দেখা গেছে যারা ষড়যন্ত্র করেছিল তারা এখন ইঁদুরের গর্তে ঢুকেছে। এখন বিএনপি নেতারাও গর্তের মধ্য থেকে একটু একটু করে তাকিয়ে কর্মসূচি ঘোষণা করে, সাংবাদিকের বেজ লাগিয়ে গাড়িতে আগুন দিতে যায়। এরা দেশ, সমাজ, রাষ্ট্রের সাংবাদিকদের শত্রু, এদেরকে প্রতিহত করতে হবে।
Offering respect to the Islamic clerics, Information and Broadcasting Minister said a respected Islamic cleric has announced to boycott election while many others talk against the government, saying that no cleric speaks against Israel. Dr. Hassan Mahmood questioned what kind of clerics they are.
বহু পীরের মুখে, আজকে আমি নাম উল্লেখ করতে চাই না, বহু পীরের মুখে সরকারের বিরুদ্ধে বক্তব্য শুনি, ইসরায়েলের বিরুদ্ধে বক্তব্য শুনি না। এরা কেমন পীর? আজকে যে নারী ও শিশুদের হত্যা করা হচ্ছে সেই নিয়ে কথা বলে না, বক্তৃতায় ফেনা তুলে সরকারের বিরুদ্ধে, সরকারকে টেনে নামাবে। ও ইসরায়েলের বিরুদ্ধে তো তারা একটা কর্মসূচি ঘোষণা করলো না। ওয়াশিংটনে লক্ষ মানুষের সমাবেশ হয়, লন্ডনে 3 লক্ষ মানুষের সমাবেশ হয়। আমাদের পীর সাহেবরা তো লক্ষ মানুষের আজকে ইসরায়েলের বিরুদ্ধে কোনো সমাবেশ করলো না। 88% মুসলমানের দেশে সরকারের বিরুদ্ধে সমাবেশ করে। আল্লাহ ওনাদের হেদায়েত করুক। যারা নির্বাচন বর্জন করার ঘোষণা দিয়েছেন, আসুন নির্বাচনে আসুন, এখনো সময় আছে। 30 তারিখ, আজকে 24 তারিখ, সময় আছে। আসুন, জনপ্রিয়তাটা যাচাই করুন। ইসরায়েলের পক্ষ নিয়ে আর মানুষের উপর আগুন সন্ত্রাস চালানোর পর আপনাদের জনপ্রিয়তাটা কোথায় একটু যাচাই করুন আল্লাহর ওয়াস্তে।
Former Ambassador S.M. Abul Kamal, Professor Dr. Moinul Islam, editor of Chadgar Shangbad, Nurul Absar Chaudhry, and General Secretary of Chattogram Press Club, Debdulal Bhoumik, addressed the function, among others. Bangladesh has registered a record production of tea in 3 months from July to September this year. According to the Bangladesh Tea Board, 4,25,32,000 kilograms of tea were produced at 168 tea estates all over the country during the period. The production of tea was 3,67,69,000 kilograms and 3,93,32,000 kilograms of tea in the same period in the year of 2022 and 2021 respectively. Owners of the tea estates hope that more than 10 crore kilograms of tea would be produced this season if the current flow of production continues. The country's annual demand for tea is 9 crore 50 lakh kilograms. If the target is filled up, Bangladesh can earn foreign currency by exporting additional tea. Deputy Leader of the Jatiya Sangshad, Begum Motia Chaudhry, stressed the need for using modern technology to utilize the possibilities of agriculture alongside solving problems, and agriculturists have to play the role of guides in this case. She said this at a conference of senior agriculturists at the KIB auditorium in the capital today. Motia Chaudhry said the country becomes self-sufficient in food when Sheikh Hasina remains in power. She questioned as to why it does not happen when others run the country. At that time, other speakers said Bangladesh is yet to see an alternative to Sheikh Hasina, the daughter of Bangabandhu. The country will not derail as long as Sheikh Hasina is in power. They went on to say a free and fair election as per the constitution can ensure the democratic continuity in the country, leaving behind arson, violence, vandalism and terrorism. KIB President Agriculturist Professor Dr. Muhammad Shahidur Rashid presided over the function. Amli President Member Dr. Mustafa Jalal Mohiuddin, Joint General Secretary Agriculturist AFM Bauddin Nasim, and Science and Technology Affairs Secretary Abdul Sabur also spoke. And now, international news. Of Israeli hostages kidnapped by Hamas in the attacks of 7 October have been handed to the Red Cross in Gaza. They are now headed for the Egyptian border, but the Israeli government has not officially confirmed this. Their release comes after 12 Thai hostages were also freed by Hamas. Later today, 39 Palestinian detainees held in Israeli jails are due to release to the West Bank. Israel and Hamas struck a deal that will in total see 50 hostages and 150 Palestinian detainees released over 4 days. The deal, mediated by Qatar, includes a 4-day truce. More aid is also being allowed into Gaza. 60 lorries carrying medical supplies, fuel and food entered today from Egypt. More than 14,000 people killed in Gaza since October 7. In Israel, death toll stands at about 1,200. Vehicles were set on fire and shops looted in Dublin after a knife attack that left a number of people, including 3 children, injured. A 5-year-old girl and a woman in her 30s were seriously hurt in the attack on Thursday afternoon. It happened on Parnell Square east in the city centre, outside the Galsqual Colaiste Emhuer School. A man in the 40s who was also seriously injured is the person of interest, police said. They added that they were not looking for any other people at this time and are following a definite line of inquiry. Sources have indicated to the BBC that the man suspected of carrying out the attack is an Irish citizen who has lived in the country for 20 years. The head of Irish police, Drew Harris, blamed the subsequent disorder of a lunatic hooligan faction driven by a far-right ideology who engaged in violence as police tried to maintain the crime scene. The streets are now mainly calm, the Irish police have said, with no serious injuries reported as a result of the violence. Rescue work to save 41 workers trapped in a tunnel in India's Uttarakhand state has been delayed after a drilling machine developed a snag. The US-made machine is being used to drill through the debris to create an escape route for the workers. Officials say the machine is being repaired and the drilling work is likely to restart on Friday. The workers have been stuck inside the tunnel for 12 days after a portion of it collapsed due to a landslide. A selection of 4.5 kilometers Silkyara tunnel in the Indian Himalayas caved in on November 12. Contact was established with the trapped men shortly thereafter, and they have been receiving oxygen, food and water ever since. Rescue team officials had earlier announced that they would be able to extricate the men by Thursday morning, but the operations have been delayed after the latest technical glitch. And now some other international news in brief. Hospitals in Beijing and northern China are grappling with a surge of children with respiratory illness as the country enters its first winter since relaxing stringent COVID-19 controls nearly 1 year ago. Former Paralympic champion Oscar Pistorius is to be freed from jail on parole nearly 11 years after murdering his girlfriend Riva Steenkamp. The parole board was set his release on 5 January 2024.
Discussions with various
China is trialing visa-free travel for citizens from France, Germany, Italy, the Netherlands, Spain and Malaysia for a year, its foreign ministry said. The world's biggest iceberg is on the move after more than 30 years being stuck to the ocean floor. The iceberg, called A23A, split from the Antarctica coastline in 1986, but is swiftly grounded in the Weddell Sea, becoming essentially an ice island.
A station floating off.
Scientists say this event wasn't caused by climate.
A coin flip recently decided who would be the mayor of a south-central North Carolina city in the United States when the two leading candidates were tied after all ballots were tallied.
He hasn't seen a coin toss resolve the contest during his entire service. The commissioner, there's also a similar coin flip, 70 ballots at 27.32% of the vote. Today, election officials said Yanasic called heads.
Abuse of antibiotic has now become a threat to the public health in the country. The public health experts say brisk profit-making tendency of drug companies' unnecessary prescription of antibiotic by physicians and sale of antibiotics at local pharmacies without prescription are to blame. The physicians say antibiotics are the last way to treat patients when other medicines don't work. But many antibiotics work properly and some others make interaction with other medicines. According to a recent research on the World Health Organization, antibiotic is losing efficacy due to its wrong use, not fulfilling the course and lack of awareness. As a result, germs in bodies of patients irrespective of the age are becoming antibiotic resistant. In a research of the ICDD-RB, scientists found worrisome rise in antibiotic resistance. The IEDCR is a recent research in the country found that antibiotic lost 82% efficacy. Following the reality, experts have stressed the need for proper use and prescription of antibiotics as well as raising awareness regarding this. Dengue situation is not an improving trend in Bangladesh as 6 died during last 24 hours. A press release of the Directorate General of Health Services said among the dead 4 were in Dhaka and 2 were outside Dhaka. 645 dengue patients were admitted to different hospitals across the country during the last 24 hours. Among them, 154 dengue patients were hospitalized in Dhaka city and 491 patients outside Dhaka. And now, news on weather. Met Office in its weather forecast till 6 p.m. tomorrow said weather may remain dry with temporary partly cloudy sky over the country. Night and day temperature may remain nearly unchanged over the country. Meanwhile, a low pressure area has formed over South Andaman Sea, which is likely to intensify into a cyclone by Sunday next, said the Met Office. And now news on sports. Germany beat Spain by 1-0 goal in the FIFA Under-17 Football World Cup quarter-finals in Indonesia today. Paris Bruno's second half-final victory for Germany at Jarrah National Stadium. The 4th Embassy Cup